If you want to slam the weights, go back to whatever gym you came from, but guess what? You can't go to that gym because they're closed right now and I'm the only place that's open. So if you want to work out in my studio, you're not allowed to slam the weights. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 10 reasons gym members suck. But before I start, you guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And if you don't want to watch the entire video, I will be including timestamps in the description so you can skip ahead to the section that you want. Now, onto the topic at hand. A lot of people find going to the gym to be very intimidating. And if you come across some very douchey members, this could exacerbate that issue. And this is why I decided to list off the top 10 reasons why gym members suck. So, what are the reasons? Well, the number one reason why gym members suck is that they don't put their weights away. This is one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's always been a pet peeve of mine ever since I started working out back in high school. Step into any big commercial gym and you will find dumbbells on the floor, plates on the bar, and also cable attachments spread out everywhere over the gym floor. And if you're strong enough to be able to lift the weight, then you're also strong enough to be able to put the weight back into its proper place. So this is why this one absolutely annoys the hell out of me. And I'm going to give one example of this one time that I was in this gym. This was a gym that I was working at, and I remember there was this guy on a leg press machine. He had 10 plates on each side of the leg press. He got off of it and then he just completely walked away, left all 20 plates on the leg press machine. Right after he was finished with that, there was this woman. She weighed maybe about 110, 120 pounds, and she wanted to go on the leg press machine. And then I basically went up to her because I saw that she was staring at the leg press machine thinking, what the hell? How the hell am I going to get all this weight off? It's going to take me forever. So I ended up helping her out, and that is one of my biggest pet peeves. There are other members. You need to be considerate. Once you finish with the weight that you are using or the machine that you are using, there is going to be somebody else that is going to want to use that same piece of equipment. And if they are not as strong as you, be considerate and remove the weights. That way they don't have to remove all the weights that you ended up putting on. Now, the number two reason why gym members suck is that when they do put their weights away, they put their weights away in the wrong spot. This is another huge pet peeve of mine and something that I see in every single big gym that I've ever been a member of. Basically, if you are looking at dumbbells over 70 pounds, those are going to be okay because not too many people are going to be using that in your big commercial gyms. Between 50 to 70 pounds, those get used fairly often, but not too often. Below 50 pounds, if you're the type of person that you are lifting below 50-pound dumbbells, good luck finding a matching pair. There was this one gym that I used to work at, and I remember one day I ended up cleaning the entire gym floor just because it was driving me nuts how none of the weights were in their proper spot. Every single weight, I put it back in its proper spot. I'm not exaggerating. Within 5 minutes of me completely cleaning up, half of the weights were not in the right spot. There was a 25 in the bottom right corner, and then all the way in the top left corner was the other 25. And the same was true for all the other weights. It was incredibly frustrating, especially since all of those members had seen me cleaning everything up and they just did not care whatsoever. And if you ever do come across one of these types of individuals that decides to either not put their weights away or put them in the improper spot, call them out so that they do not do it again. Now, the number three reason why gym members suck is that they slam their weights. This is another huge pet peeve of mine, especially now that I own my own gym, because now that I own my own gym, I realize how expensive all of this equipment is. And when you're slamming weights, it is going to be much easier to end up damaging the equipment than if you put it down properly. And another thing is, if you are strong enough to be able to lift the weight, you should be strong enough to lower it slowly and controlled back to the floor. You do not need to be slamming your weights on the floor. If you do, you are an a-hole. And this is something that somebody had actually inquired with me recently. A few months ago, because of all the lockdowns and all the gyms being closed, I was basically the only place that was open in town because I'm considered an essential service because I'm an independent health facility. So I had a couple people come by. They wanted to use my space, and the very first question that they asked me, I'm not joking, they said, is it okay if we slam the weights? And no, it is not okay if you slam the weights. If you want to slam the weights, go back to whatever gym you came from, but guess what? You can't go to that gym because they're closed right now and I'm the only place that's open. So if you want to work out in my studio, you're not allowed to slam the weights. Now, the number four reason why gym members suck is that they are doing barbell curls inside of the squat rack. This is another huge pet peeve of mine, especially since I love squatting and I squat basically every other day. This is something that I used to see all the time at the old gyms that I used to work at, and it drove me absolutely nuts. Look, if you are training during non-peak hours and there's nobody at the gym, sure, do whatever exercises you want in the squat rack. If you want want to do barbell curls, do your barbell curls. But if you are training during peak hours and you are doing barbell curls inside of the squat rack, you are a huge a-hole. The squat rack is meant for squatting. It is not meant for you to do your barbell bicep curls. So if it is busy and there are people that want to use the squat rack to do actual squats, then take your barbell, put it on the floor, and do your barbell curls in the middle of the gym floor, because you don't need to be taking up a squat rack if you are doing barbell curls. Next, the number 5 reason why gym members suck is that they scream whenever they are lifting more than 10 pounds. All right, we get it. You're training hard and you want everybody to know just how hard you're training, but please, can you shut the f up? Because some of us do not want to listen to you yell, and also it's bad enough that we have to listen to crappy trance music inside of the gym, and that's what they're blasting. But on top of that, now I have to listen to you screaming in my ear because you're lifting 12.5 pounds and you want me to know how hard you are training. Now, the number 6 reason why gym members suck is that they talk to you when you are about to do a set. This is another huge pet peeve of mine, and it is something that would happen constantly. Whenever I was training in these big box gyms and I was just about to do a set, it almost seems like they would come talk to me on purpose because they were just trying to annoy me. And one of my biggest problems is that I'm very introverted and I'm not very confrontational. So whenever somebody would come up to me and talk to me, I would never tell them to leave me alone because I was about to do a set. Rather, I would just kind of do things to let them know that I'm about to start my next set. I would kind of look over my shoulder to the bench that I was on, or I would take a step back away from them, and they would never take the hint. They would just continue to talk to me, and I would just let them talk to me because I didn't want to be rude and tell them to get lost. The number 7 reason why gym members suck is that they don't wipe down their equipment. If you are not the type of person that sweats a lot, then it's not really that big of an issue. If you're not sweating, you don't really need to wipe your equipment down. However, if you are the type of person that sweats profusely and you get off the equipment that you're using and you just leave it there, you are a POS. If you sweat profusely, you wipe down your equipment. It's the courteous thing to do because somebody else is going to have to use that machine or that bench after you. And if you leave the equipment all wet, then you are just inconveniencing the person after you, because first, they're going to have to walk around to find a spray bottle because who knows where the hell that spray bottle is in the gym. And second, you're taking time away from their workout because now they can no longer do their set. They are wasting time to go find the spray bottle and the paper towel to wipe down the equipment when they could have been doing their actual workout instead. Now, the number 8 reason why gym members suck is that they take up multiple pieces of equipment. Look, if you are doing circuit training and you're doing it during non-peak hours, go for it. If you need to take up 5 pieces of equipment and there's nobody in the gym, it's not really an issue. But if you are training during peak hours and you're taking up 5, 6, 7 pieces of equipment, you are a POS. There are other members in there. If you are training during peak hours, do not have a huge circuit set up. If you do plan on doing circuit training, try to go to the gym during non-peak hours. It's not that difficult. The number 9 reason why gym members suck is that they won't let you work in. Me, myself, whenever somebody asks me if I'm using a piece of equipment, and I am, I always ask them, would you like to work in with me? Because again, it's just something being courteous. You want to try to help people out as much as you possibly can. But one of the things that kind of bugs me a little bit is when you do go to the gym and all the equipment is taken and you ask somebody how long they have or if they are willing to let you work in, and they say, oh, I just have a few sets. Wait for me to finish, then you could train after me. And then their few sets turns into 20, 30 minutes. And look, if you only have 1 or 2 sets left and you're going to be done within 5 minutes, then sure, finish up your set. It's not that huge of a deal. But if you know that you have a lot of sets left, be courteous and just let the person work in with you, because it's going to make it that much more enjoyable for everybody and it's going to create a great gym atmosphere. And then lastly, the number 10 reason why gym members suck is that they think they know everything because they read one article online. This was another thing that was happening all the time when I used to work in these big commercial gyms. A lot of times I would see people doing something completely wrong, and when I went to inquire and ask them why exactly they were doing it that way or what their reasoning was, they would say, oh, I read this article on bodybuilding.com, and for them, that article became the holy grail of exercise. That was the only way they would train now. I remember I had this one individual, he was doing squats right next to me while I was doing squats, and he was really arching his back quite a bit. He was going into super flexion of his lumbar and thoracic spine on the way down. And when I saw him doing that, I asked him why he was doing that and that he should be a little bit straighter, maintain a neutral spine. And he said that he read an article on bodybuilding.com. And to this day, I have no idea what the hell he was trying to say, but this is what he told me. He told me that he read an article on bodybuilding.com, and in the article, it said, when you're squatting, you want your nipples to go down toward the floor. And I was completely confused by what he said, because when you squat, your nipples are going to be going toward the floor naturally. When you lower yourself, your nipples go down toward the floor. I wasn't sure what he meant. Did he mean that your nipples were going to go down when you squat down? Did he mean that you needed to bend forward so that your nipples are facing the floor? I have no idea what the hell he meant. And when I tried to explain to him why that was inaccurate and why he shouldn't be squatting that way, he just said, this is how I was read it on bodybuilding.com and I'm just going to keep doing it this way. And he had no real justification for why exactly he was doing it other than I read it on bodybuilding.com, so that's why I'm doing it. Those are pretty much my top 10 reasons why gym members suck. If you are one of these 10 people, please try to be better in the gym. Be more courteous to other members. Let people work in with you. Put your weights back in their proper spot and put them back in general. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to more of these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.